So here's the list. So from here we have Tycoon, of course, as the #1 economy. Here we have. Why does my red keep turning off? Well, anyways, we have General here as second thing here because General is just really great overall, really great support, also really great for the economy and hard mode or Grandmaster mode or what map you're gonna be getting a bunch of the crates. Like sometimes when I did what map on the winning run, I sometimes got 3 to 2 crates per match, so I'm making more money than a Mr. Tix. The Tycoon is definitely better overall. Tycoon overall for economy is definitely better, and also economy is really important. Like you're gonna need something to get to general because that's only when he's level 6. Mr. Tix here, of course, really good economy. Blue box ahead because with the masters you give force field rockstar, the damage and also with the slowdown can be really great. A hyper laser, really great DPS, and usually whenever you have problems with DPS, you usually armored. So you usually bring heavy gunner with team up or heavy gunner with something else that can like, for example, like 6 shooter because 6 shooter has pretty good stuff about it, and also it has camo. It can deal with crowds to a certain level, but mainly it has some useful single target that can help out the heavy gunner, and also it can take the bait for stuns. And team up, team up safe because take the well team up when it gets it's not as detrimental as heavy gunner, so that's why. So like every unit, like for example, for hyperlaser slow fire, you're usually gonna pair up with something like Rocketeer for some AoE, or usually something like Heavy Gunner. You usually can pair up with something that can deal with the AoE practically. And for Shielder, no need to explain, really good support. Actually, I'm gonna take Shielder here because Shielder he can protect stuff from kill blows, and killing blows are mainly a problem because it can be killing most of your units. But for some reason, whenever you use this ability, the force field that they get protects. Same the reason why, but Boombox has the cooldown 2 times long. It still doesn't matter if the cooldown is 2 times longer because it's still a really good unit. But the Boombox ability also boosts every unit, makes them have double DPS on top of that with the passive 50% at max level. And team up, really good DPS in his tiny buff, so that way he can like overall because machinery is just overall just way better than team up, has more DPS and also just more practical, and also the medical elites with the force field mastery, they're literally extremely useful to put them here because Shielder does the job way better. Though medical elites is they're usually gonna die because of the late game, so unless you manage to get one like further back, then yeah, they're probably gonna die. And team up, really good DPS, needs some buffs though. Pinata, highest single target DPS in the game, but sadly you can only place one, though it's extremely good. Whenever I try to like speedrun incident because I want to help someone out, I just bring Pinata and I just max it out and add some shielders to protect it, and then I just spam click the Pinata and the Pinata will just clear everything really. It's that simple to be honest. For Tomo Garage, the plane strafe is a really good mod, best early game. Baby Rusher can help you beat Road Rage and also speed run into in, like normal mode. So overall, just a really great mastered unit, really useful. Rocketeer, probably in my opinion the best sub DPS, can fix most problems. There are some like better alternatives for a unit. The Vibe Laser, it's really good and also can act really good for other units. And overall just has some really good single target and AoE. If you're having problems with classic planes on hard mode, just bring Rocketeer and you should probably last the problems. So long as you manage to spam a lot of them. Yeah. Spawn, really good, though I prefer over barracks because Spawn is usually more about tanking, and barracks, well, if you have constant enemy leaks, all that DPS will go for nothing because the execution takes some time. Both of them are real situational. In some situations, barrack can be S tier or high S tier, and in some situations, it can be low A tier or mid A tier. So everything goes for spawn. They both are really good depending on the situation and what you need. Like if you need something that needs to tank, then yeah, go for spawn. If you need something that can take care of flying detection on hard mode, just go for BB rushers. The BB rushers from spawn, I mean from barracks. Those guys deal some pretty good damage. They have 60 HP and they have 16 range, so that means they can shoot flying is on hard mode. The overall spawn is still better because the Rocketeers do a better job, and on top of that, they have AoE and more HP. So basically, the mortar So basically, the mortar and the sniper rusher from barracks combined into one unit, and also assault battles, gladiators, and bombers. All those are really good. Great. Six shooter. You know what? I'm actually gonna bump six shooter. No, actually, no. I'm gonna keep him here. I'm gonna pump him to 8 tier. Also, really good self DPS. I'm just gonna put him at top of 8 tier. Really great DPS, really strong unit. Rocketeer goes same, but six shooter can do early game and also has some really good economy. For speedrunning, isn't the best. Like speed mod isn't really the best for speedrunning, but Sword Battler is the best unit by far. But mod can still do decent enough to where you could get some fast runs. And Cloner is really good. Cloner's ability to spawn and at max mastery they shoot some range. They have some really decent DPS on top of that. If you stack a bunch of them, you can annihilate bosses. Really good. To be honest, that's the only reason I even managed to beat the event, the Christmas event in the first place. And Arsenal. Arsenal. Max out case for him has some really good DPS. 150 DPS is really great, and on top of that, he has single target with the other guy. Really great unit. Overall, probably second best intermediate unit because the best goes to six shooter. Actually third. Actually third best. I think Mr. Tex like Mr. Tex, six shooter and Arsenal. I count these guys as more advanced because they're really expensive to get. You will not be seeing an intermediate player with them. You're probably gonna see a person with their first mastered unit around level 40 or 50. That's only if they dedicate their time to getting that unit instead of getting for other units. Yeah. Cake collateral. Series in action more than once. I used to be no. I am literally an OG. Like I played like 3 days before or 4 days. I'm not sure how long, but all I know is that I played during the time of the event. I tried beating it, but I knew I needed some units, so I tried grinding and I kept grinding, got some decent stuff. Tried to beat the event, still failed. Tried to get some help, still failed with help. And yeah, the event ended, and I sadly could not get kick battle or yeah. And Swordmaster and also Battler. They both are really good. The Swordmaster is better for speedrunning, but Battler can clear out the big head, but doesn't have the AoE that Swordmaster has. Ray Gunner, really decent unit, good on certain maps, has really good AoE overall, just a great unit. But there are still some better alternatives out there. Paintballer, really great, can uncloak for certain builds that don't have the best camo, he can uncloak and also has some really great single target. Can probably clear out the first boss on normal mode. Also can take out the Juggernaut. But overall, if you're using him, you're mainly using him on a build that doesn't have much camo. Like for example, let's just say you're using Hyper Laser, Shielder, and Rocketeer. They can't like the Rocketeer can't see camo, so you're definitely gonna be using him. He can do early game decently, and also he can uncloak and can deal with flying and does some really good stuff overall. You're definitely gonna be using him in a build like that, so that way he can uncloak. So yeah. Anyways, Bomber, well decent unit, can do early game decently in certain situations. With max mastery, really good. Garcelle sadly isn't the best, though he is quite decent at economy, though not really that good. So that's why it's B tier. Survivalist outclassed a lot by Shielder. He's gonna go in B tier. He can only unstun. He can't do much else. Now I believe like his ability back then, and to give a force field that protects from killing blows, is now gone. The only way to get that is by maxing his mastery out. So if you have a max mastery, he'll definitely be either high A tier or either an S rank. But I don't, and either way, are you really gonna waste that money? When you could just buy Shielder, they can do the thing, but better. Also, on top of that, he has stun protection. He gives stun protection instead of needing to use an ability. He has stun protection that doesn't need ability that comes back after 5 or 4 seconds, maybe even 3 seconds. I'm not really sure though. Freezer outclassed by Snowballer. Baller not that good. Wizard didn't try him out enough. Slingshotter not that good or decent enough to beat the early the early game mode, aka easy mode. Pianist sadly got nerfed hard now is trash as hell. Brute Biker isn't even that good. Lumi absolute dog water. Trowler trash. Anyways, this is my list. Enjoy it. Oh wait, and yeah, if you're looking for good recommendations, just go mod for early game. General if you haven't, but mainly for a build you're gonna be going. These three guys mod for early game and economy and DPS. Now, if you're going for normal mode, you're gonna bring machinery, but if you're not, you're definitely gonna bring something decent, at the least. If you're trying to speedrun, your build will probably look like Mr. Chicks mod, these these three sports and machinery. But if you're just trying to play other game modes, you're most likely gonna remove the shield there, or either just like bring something else, you know. And honestly though, you're probably gonna have like one support. But depending whether or not you're using or not using True Bloxer. If you're not using True Bloxer, you're probably gonna skip get a Rockstar down if you have first mastery, and then just let the Rockstar do the early game. And if you, yeah, that is it's just that simple. So your build is mainly gonna look like this. If you're trying to beat hard mode solo, your build is gonna consist of these four units, and then just two DPSs like Hyper Laser, Rocketeer, or maybe Hyper Laser, Galactic Gun, or something like that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed my video. Uh, and yeah, see ya. Anyways, it's probably gonna be uploaded very soon. Doesn't need much editing.